have tried every pencil, powder, pigment, and stencil at the makeup counter and your brows are still looking sparse, there's microblading, a new and semi-permanent makeup technique. Although it seems permanent, it's semi-permanent, and it's a fix for thin brows, and it promises to change your brow life. To get the lowdown on microblading, we are here with esthetician and brow expert Brittany Page at Forever Young Medi Spa in Pinehurst. And Brittany is going to talk to us a little bit more about microblading, how it works, and show you some before and afters. Brittany?
Yes, so we have our beautiful model Kelly here today. And as you can see, we've already started one brow here. She came in initially because as she was getting older, as most of us get older, we start to lose a little bit of brow hair here and there. So they were becoming a little sparse. She had a great shape already, but she needed a little more fullness through the arch area, and some areas had been over tweezed previously and they don't always grow back. Whatever the reason you need to come in, it is a semi-permanent procedure, which makes it a little bit more committable to people rather than the tradition before for permanent makeup, which was going to last, indefinitely and then kind of fade to a strange color with different acids being used on the skin, exfoliation. So this is going to last you about 1 to 2 years depending on your skin type.
Yep, I was going to ask you about how long.
If you're a little bit more oily, your cell turnover is turning over more quickly, so it's going to fade just a little bit more quickly. Drier skin types, it's going to last you quite a bit longer. But you can go swimming with your eyebrows on, you can throwaways. You mentioned all of your traditional eyebrow pencils, your powders, everything that takes so long in the morning when you're getting ready, and your routine is just cut down significantly. So it's been really popular here.
I agree with that because Brittany actually did mine as well, and it has helped. If you wake up one day and you decide that you don't want to wear any makeup, you already feel like you're halfway there because your brows are done and you're heading out the door.
Less makeup. It's usually the longest part of a woman's routine, believe it or not. So it's not going to smudge away. Waterproof brows. It's really been kind of life-changing for women. So you'll love it. I do free consultations. So you're welcome to schedule that with Alex or Laura. Come in anytime. We'll do some face mapping, some measuring. And I try to work with the client to go less is more, little by little. We're doing a build-a-brow. I know it can be kind of scary to commit to even a semi-permanent eyebrow if I'm tattooing your face, but it is superficial just on the surface. So I'm going to hold your hand the whole way through. We'll do a first application kind of tight to the brow. To your natural brow look, and then when you come back 2 to 3 weeks later, we'll add just a little bit more if you want. We'll talk about color, shape, so you're just easily getting used to it.
That's awesome. You've answered a lot of the questions. Probably some people that have heard about microblading or read about it or have seen it on TV are wondering, what does it feel like? Am I a good candidate? But I like that you take it in the baby steps and you talk about the build-a-brow because you want to make sure that we're not going excessive.
Because when you've over-tweezed and you've had a real thin brow, which was, the look for quite a long time, and you're used to seeing yourself that way, not only for you, it's a big transition, but for your family members. With that being said, I do warn, especially my blondes, that about 3 to 4 days later, the healing process, you get about 70% darker those days following. As your skin starts to heal, the skin starts to kind of grow over, that pigment will settle in and lighten quite a bit. So when you come back 2 weeks later, it'll be really true to the color. Maybe about a week later, it'll lighten up significantly. You don't have to hide out. There's no downtime with it really. Very simple aftercare. You're just going to use Neosporin for 2 days, keep the area very clean of bacteria, use some clean Q-tips to apply, and then Aquaphor to kind of push the pigment into the skin for about a week. Really no scabbing or anything like that through the healing process, just some flaking, right? If that.
Exactly.
Just a little bit.
Just not even a day or two.
It's not uncomfortable.
Correct.
What did you think, Kelly? Was it uncomfortable?
Not too bad, not at all.
Just a little scratch on the surface of the skin. I use a little tool, a handheld tool, and I attach a little scrape for the skin. It's a 12 to 14 pin little tool, if you can see the angle, that creates a very, very thin line, a hair-like stroke, which is really revolutionary in the permanent makeup industry because it used to be, and they still do, the machine pen. but this creates a hair-like stroke rather than just a block tattoo.
And it's very natural looking.
It is very natural. So
when you create the little feathers of the little
thank
hairs, it
you.
is very natural. So
I had been tinting for the longest time and, doing waxing and all that, but now we have something to actually give back to the face, which has been wonderful for clients, especially people that have gone through chemotherapy, have never grown hair back. Just a multitude of different people have been in here, and it really does help frame the face.
So Brittany, I want to say thank you very, very much for having us here today.
Thank you for coming in, and
you're
thank
welcome.
you for being a model as well.
Oh, sure,
And
absolutely.
thank you, Kelly.
If folks want to have a consultation with you that you had said was no cost, what is the phone number here to call?
It's 910-692-0882, and either Alex or Laura will be happy to get you down for a
And
consultation.
then what about the website? Can we see some before and afters on there or more information?
FYASouthernPines.com. I also have a Forever Fleek Brows by Forever Young. You can find me on Facebook. And I'll be answering any questions post this live session if anyone wants to write in the comments. And then I can give you the link there as well.
Great. Thank you, Brittany, and thank you,
my
Kelly.
gosh.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much. Thank
See you next time, Facebook friends.